A little box often will jump up on your screen. You have to click something to get it to clear out of the way. Uh, and let us get going. So set up your space as you see here with two chairs, the backs of those chairs facing in with enough room for some play space, but near enough that you can get to them for safety. Then you want to have your third chair, your sitting chair, back, not right in between, but back from them. So they're out in front of you a little bit. And then sit at the front edge of your chair. And start your breathing. Breath work, we just very simply in the nose, out the mouth. In the nose. Out the mouth. A few more breaths just like that. As you're doing that breath work, attend to your central pillar, this middle line going straight through your middle, down through the chair, down through your legs, down to the earth, connecting you to the ground. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We've got our central pillar. They call that Zhongjung, central upright. Then we're working with Chunwon, which is relaxing and softening and releasing excess tension. So the body has a settling quality that grounds you and settles you. But also that relaxing loosens things up. So we want to have this loose body that also has that grounded quality. Breathing in. Out. Just do that 4 more long, smooth breaths, calibrating, coordinating mind and body. Hands on your legs. Joint mobilization. Slide hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up. Full breath in. And then slide those hands forward past your knees. Hollow the chest, drop the head around the back. And again, inhale. Hands back, elbows back, shoulders back, arch the back. And round. We're just going to do this a few times. One more. Then settle back to that jung, central upright. Left hand slides forward past the knee, right hand slides back, elbow back, shoulders now turn, head turn, twist. And then switch. Right hand forward, left hand back, turn and twist. Switch again, turn. And turn. Just keep doing that at your own pace. Getting the rotating parts to rotate. One more each way. And back to the middle. Hang the arms, stay loose and relaxed. Lean to your right, sideways. Now lift the left wrist, just float it right in front of you, close to your body. Elbow flared out a little bit. And this left foot empty. So we're sort of flirting with disaster, leaning to the right. And then come back to middle. And then lean to the left. Right wrist floats up. Right foot empty. And then middle. And the other side. So switching this way and that way. A few more times. Last one. Back to middle. Shoulders, shrug them both up. Slide them both down. Make sure to release them completely. Again. Up. Down. Again. Up. Down. Now the shoulders come forward. So notice how forward isn't up. Forward is forward. And then up. And then they stay up as they go back. And then down and under and forward and up and over top and back and down. Just one of the most important exercises, why we do it every time. Because the most complicated joint in the body is the shoulder blade, chest, upper back, neck complex. It's a place of, again, incredible sophistication. And there's just layers and layers of musculature and connective tissue and intersections. It's like a lot of intersections and junctions run through this area. So we want to make sure it doesn't have a big old traffic jam going. Shoulders, chest, upper back, that whole area. Now reverse, go back with the shoulder blades, then up, then over top, forward, then down, under, back, up, over, down, under, back, up, over. A few more just like this. Cleaning out traffic, stagnation. And relax. Bend the elbows, then keeping elbows bent, flare them out and up. And then down and across in front of you and touch the elbows together if you can. Down, out, up, and then down, around and in. One more. Now elbows go straight back behind you, back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back, down, forward, up. Keeping elbows at shoulder distance. Don't let them flare out like this. Keep them there as you go up and down, back, down, forward, up, and down, elbows out to the side, one above, one below, cross. Hug your own body. And then open. Switch which is above and below. Hug your body. Open. Switch and cross. Open. Switch. And finally, open. Elbows down, arms in front. Turn your palms down and release those arms. Let them swing loose. Now, scoot a little bit back on your chair so you're very stable. Right knee, lift and draw the heel in, load, then push, then load, then down. Switch, load, push, load, down. Switch, continue. Load, extend. One more each. And extend right leg in front, point foot, flex foot, point and flex. And then tilt the foot a little in, out, in, out, in, out, and circle. Reverse circle. And down. Other leg, extend, point and flex. And invert, evert, tilt, tilt. And circle. And reverse circle. Done. Scoot forward on the front edge of that chair, step a little wider apart than hip distance, lift your toes, turn on the heels, turn your knees and toes in, and then lift those toes, turn out. So you open the quad, and then you close the quad. The quad being this groin, hip space in here that we're cultivating, we're clearing, we're opening, so that the mechanisms can actually function rather than be stuck. And then feet back to hip distance and neutral. Same quad space, fold. So now the legs stay stable, the pelvis is the moving part. Sit vertical. From sitting vertical, lean back a little bit from the hips, and then vertical, and then forward, and then vertical, and back. A couple more, just to get this quad space very functional. And sit vertical, hang your arms alongside you. Now float those arms up in front and then swing, and swing, and So we want to let the arms come a little behind, right? There's some room back here, but there's more room in front, and then swing. But the idea is this junction point we want totally loose. Because when we stand up, it's very common to squeeze here, to hold here. So we want this loose quality to remain. Now let your arms settle and just let them hang where they hang. You don't have to hold them in any position. Now your feet, your legs, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So this little fast feet. So notice how you can do this and the chair is holding you up, right? So your feet are essentially empty, we could say. Now, slide your feet back, arms stay really loose, and fold at the quad, loose arms hanging out beyond your ankles. First gesture is forward, and then push down through the earth and come all the way tall. Arms stay loose. And when we go to sit down, a tendency to sit down, people reach back like this. When it's time to sit down, they sort of go reaching, but all that does is throw off our middle. So let your arms stay relaxed so that as the butt goes back, notice where my arms are. And notice that they got there not by me reaching them, but by me letting them hang. So I'm just letting the arms hang. And then folding at the quad, sinking until I find the chair, and then back into the chair. So again, a couple more times. It's just this fold at the quad, the hips, and then rising up. So this is our power center. This whole section is where we really need to cultivate function, precision. One more. And staying, so now don't sit in your chair, but use that exact same function, that exact same mechanism to fold and sink and try to dangle the fingertips down near the floor and then rise all the way up to standing. So the same mechanism, you just hip hinge, sink down, rise. Do that twice more. And one. All right. Now you've got your chair on your right and your chair on your left, ideally, if you set yourself up. So take your right hand to this side chair and stand in front of it, facing it. And then keep fingertips touching the chair for safety. Tip into your toes. Tip into your heels. Toes. And notice I haven't tried to lift my heels or lift my toes. That's a separate exercise. First, we're just trying to lean and tip and yet keep our balance, right? This sort of tipping and then tipping and yet keeping our middle. Now, tip into your toes, lift your heels way up, lower your heels down, rock back to your heels, and now staying in the heels, lift the toes. So the chair is there for safety, so use it, please. And then down, and then rock into your toes and lift. Down, rock back into the heels, pull the toes up, lift, down. Let's do one more each. And then we're down to the middle. Turn and face forward. Take a step back from this chair. Chair's on your right. And then no hands. So here we're going to shift the weight a little bit over to the left leg. The middle, from the middle represented by the belly button. But it's this low back, belly button, middle section moving, right? So we're going Shift a little to the left leg. Shift a little more to the right leg. Notice, for many people, especially with the Parkinson's, I've been noticing is people have their preferred leg. They have the one that they feel very comfortable on, and they actually spend more time on that leg. And then there's the leg you avoid. So notice if you have that. If you have one leg that you're sort of like, whoa, I don't like to go over there. And so this type of exercise is really important for that, that you go into the place where you're uncomfortable and go slow enough that you don't feel unsafe, so you can really settle in there, bring awareness to that leg and its connecting conduit to the earth, right? Now, hand on chair if needed, but see if you can try this one where you put the weight in the right leg, left leg being empty, you lift the heel and get to the tippy toe. And notice how my knee goes forward, the heel lifts up, and I'm on the tippy toe. And then I just reverse that. Heel down, change the weight to the left leg, and then the knee comes forward and get up to the tippy toe, this empty leg. Heel down, change. So the weight going down through the stable leg correctly allows this to be empty, right? So it shouldn't be this huge force required to just get this little roll, or lift rather, and then shift. And then you get this little lift, put it back down, shift. Now we add a challenge. Hand on chair for safety as needed. Tippy toe, disconnect the tippy toe from the ground. Reconnect the whole foot, so plant the heel and toe together at the same time. Shift. Now as your left leg is empty, go tippy toe, lift, and then place the whole foot down and shift. So you might be able to try this one with no hands, or you want your fingertips on the chair. But try to get this lift and putting the foot down without any weight, and then change. So cultivating this middle. Cultivating this comfortable relationship to the ground. So we focus on the down, and that down is what allows us to explore the up safely without throwing off our middle. But use the chair for safety as needed. Now, next level is definitely use the chair. Hand on the chair, bring the knee all the way up as high as you can lift it, and have that other leg be nice and sturdy. And bring that leg down and change. Now the weight goes down through that right leg. Lift the whole left leg as high as it can go. Knee lifting all the way down. Change. Weight going down allows this. Lift, lower, shift. Weight going down allows lift, lower, shift. And down. Now, make sure you stepped back from the chair enough so you have a little bit of a runway in front of you. Chair to your right. Put the weight in your left leg. Put your right foot in front, heel touching. Notice it's just a small step. It's not a huge step. And then we just work on shift, shift. Now, you might think because we're moving forwards and backwards that we have to start doing something different than we were doing in the previous exercise. But the answer is no. You want to just go down, and then this foot's in front, but you still want to just go down. And notice how that moves you forwards and backwards because of the foot arrangement, but you don't have to do anything extra to move forward in space. In fact, anything extra can throw you off balance versus just nice and relaxed and just going down and down. Now we add a challenge. Hand on chair for safety. This front leg empty, lift, lower, shift. And then as the back leg is empty, you just, like a little flamingo, bend. Put the toe back where it was, shift. And from this hip, nice empty leg lift, place the heel down, shift. The weight going down allows this lift to happen, no problem. Shift. The down allows this hip to be empty. The down allows this whole leg to be empty and loose so it can lift. And then we take it one step further. So hand on chair for this one. Lift, down, shift. And then this back leg, so again, it's behind you. You want to bring it forward and up. And then reach the toe back without any weight going into it. And then shift. So again, it's lift, down, shift. And then the leg that's behind you is coming forward and up like you're about to step on a big stair or a curb, and then reverse. Reach it back behind you. Shift. Let's do that twice more. Lift, lower. Weight going down through that standing leg gives you this freedom to execute that movement. The weight going down. Weight going down. Great job. And let's switch sides. So side step, shift. So again, it's weight in the, now for you, the right leg and your left foot in front, heel touching. Level 1, this is the best one to practice, no hands. You just work on this casual shift, shift. Remember, the primary direction is down, down. And the body moves forward and backward by itself. Level 2, hand on chair as needed. We go lift, lower, shift. Then we go bend the knee, lift, toe down, lower, shift. The weight going down allows this. The weight going down allows this. So it's that change. They call it separating yin and yang, separating empty and full, or changing. That visual I like the mountain and the cloud. So one leg has the sturdiness of a mountain, the other that freedom of a cloud. And then we have to be able to change those. That's the key. Now, can this one be sturdy as a mountain? This one as a cloud, as we go to level 3, lift, lower, shift. And then this one's sturdy as a mountain, lift, reach, shift. Sturdy, connected to the ground, this free. And then this one, sturdy. This is free. And switch again, switch sides, back to here. First exercise basically as the setup. So weight into your left leg, right foot in front. Now, level 1, shift, get to where this back foot is empty, step it, heel in front, still empty, then shift. So now this one's full. Now shift back, this one is empty, step it while it's still empty, and then shift, so now it's full. So we go shift, wait for it to actually be empty so that the step is easy, and then shift. This premature rushing, kind of yanking on the leg back is what often happens, versus wait until it's actually empty, and then you'll find it's very easy to step it. And so then you start to think, well, then how would I, if I have to go slowly at first to make sure it's empty, I gotta wait and then step. and then slowly to make sure it's full and empty, switch. How will I get anywhere if I can't walk this slowly everywhere I go? And that's true. But so then the skill that you got to get better at is letting the weight get to the earth through this leg. Then the step is not even really a skill, it's easy. The real skill is this thing, this down through the leg, connect to the ground. Down through the leg, that the better I get at that, the more I can speed up my walking, because eventually this can be instant. It can just be I'm instantly in this leg and connected to the ground so that my step can happen and I'm instantly there. And then instant, instant. And the body just kind of comes along for the ride, down, down. Now we go level 2, chair as needed. We lift, lower, shift. Now this back foot, up and over, step over an obstacle, and then shift. Flamingo that back foot, shift. Now this one a little tricky. This is where it starts to get really valuable. Here, as you're reaching this foot back, don't let your body weight leave this front leg. Then shift. Weight going down allows this. Shift. Now the weight going down allows this. So this is a good challenge, but we can see where we're going, so it's more comfortable than this one when we're going backwards. This is really great challenge for the neural network, for the brain, for the connection to the ground. As one of my teachers calls it, developmentally rich. These places that are difficult, so usually we skip over them. But the value is right in those places of, okay, whoa, my body wants to go back, but I don't allow it. I wait, I control, find the ground, and then shift. One more. This reverse. Now, take that up one more notch. Use the chair for safety. We go lift, down, shift. Now it's heel to butt, knee up. We just kind of exaggerate the full range of that movement. Shift. And then we bring this forward and up. Then we go back. Step behind. Now shift. This is that developmentally rich moment. Tuck. Reach. Find the floor. Shift. The weight going down this leg allows the freedom of this leg. The weight going down this leg allows the freedom of this leg. Down this leg. Down. Down. One more. And switch sides. Weight in your right leg, left foot in front, level 1. Shift. Wait for it to be empty. Step it while it's still empty. Shift. Shift. Wait for it to be empty. Step while empty. Shift. This is a good one to practice no hands. Meaning no hand on the chair, if you can. Where you just let those arms, like I was talking before, when we did all that swinging of the arms, where you just let them hang wherever they hang, just loose. Shift, step, shift. One of the sayings in Tai Chi is top empty, bottom full. So any grabbing or tension or holding happening up here is not being empty, it's being full up here, which makes us top heavy and more likely to feel imbalanced. versus when we're loose here, there's an emptiness up top and this feeling of fullness or stability down below, especially over time, especially as you get better at sensing what it is that I'm talking about. Let's go level 2 of this exercise, chair as needed, lift, lower, shift, and now it's that little obstacle. So you pick up the foot, step over, put the foot down, and then shift. And then you go little flamingo. Then shift. Now this is that developmentally rich point. Up, tuck, and right here, reaching the foot behind you, but staying in this leg, keeping your balance. And then shift. And the weight going down allows that. So again, this is not easy necessarily, but it's easier because we can see where we're going. And then this is that moment where you really don't want to skip it. Up, tuck, reach, shift, then down gives you the up. Shift. Let's go for level 3, hand on chair for this one, so we can really maximize knee up, foot down, shift, and then maximize the heel to butt, knee up, foot out, leg down, shift, knee up, and then back, shift, up, tuck, reach. There's that developmentally rich moment right here. And then shift. The down gives you the up, down, shift, and then it's big, free moving limb, shift. One more. Down is everything. The looseness of the body. And to the far left of your space, so that as you then turn and face down range, you got your chairs on your left and this big runway. And let's go level 1. Hopefully you have enough room for about 5 or 6 steps. Put your left foot in front and then shift. Now, there's an empty and a full foot. That's that Tai Chi thing of separate empty and full. So you should have one that is distinctly empty. That's your stepping foot. And then you got to change. So there's a distinct full and empty. Step the empty foot. Change. So there's a distinct full empty. Step the empty. Change. Step. Change. Change. Going backwards, exact same idea. Shift. Make sure you got one full and one empty. The stepping foot is the empty foot. Keep it empty while you step it. Then shift. Now you've established your safety, your foundation. Your other foot is empty. You can step it behind you. Shift. Wait until you've got that stable quality in one leg and the mobile quality in the other leg. Then you change. One is a mountain, the other is a cloud. The cloud foot can step, and then shift. Shift. Now we're going to do that again in the same level, but if you felt like you kind of understood that, then see if you can just kind of flow a little bit. Just flow with, again, especially walking forwards. Try to get that flow of just easing on down. And then going backwards, be a little extra cautious so as to not lose momentum going backwards. But it's the same idea of just let the weight get to the earth through one leg, let it get through to the other leg. It's the foot that's empty that has the power of movement. just focusing on down, down, down the whole way. Let's do that again. And see again if you can get like just flow, like you're just kind of just casually walking down the aisle of the supermarket or the sidewalk. Shift. Being loose enough that these appropriate changes are happening of all the little joints and tissues changing their relationships to create this empty and full. And then let's try level 2, where the empty foot, each time you step over something, put it down, shift. You step over something, down, shift. So this really tests and shows you how distinct is your full and empty. If you're able to slowly float that foot over the imaginary obstacle and then set it down in control, you're doing quite a good job. Because a lot of times this is where we kind of thunderously fall into the foot. Same thing going backwards, be extra cautious, where it's up, tuck, reach, find the floor, and then shift. Establish that sturdy leg so the other leg is empty and can step over. So then you got your sturdy leg, your empty leg, shift, up, tuck, shift. And once you're back at the starting gait again, let's change exercises. Turn and face forward once more. Chairs are in front of you. All the weight goes into your left leg. Right leg empty. Step it out and in. So we're going to do that a few times. Take your, what they call the secret swords here, this little hand position, and touch this space. So you got genital area in the middle, and then you got this crease that goes right up into this little inguinal sort of sensitive spot, right? And that's kind of the high point of the front part of the quad or the groin area. So this side-stepping exercise, it's good for many different reasons. But one of the main ones we want to use it for here is you feeling the quad opening and closing, right? So as you touch that spot, notice with legs together, both of these areas, you could call them closed. Now put all the weight in that left leg and step your right foot out and then step it back in. Now, if when you stepped out, you let your body weight get pulled along with it, this quad stayed closed and then it stayed closed. What we want is open quad. So you want to feel this space here on your right side, open, and then close. Open, close. And this is what allows my head and spine and body weight to remain down through this leg as I step out sideways and step back in without any change of weight. So we're getting a good workload here, and we're opening quad, closing quad. Opening, closing, opening. Now, leave the foot out there, right quad open, left quad closed. Now change. So this right quad closes and keep this heel on the ground. So that's the other mistake people make, is when they come over this way, they let the heel come off the ground, and this keeps this quad closed. Whereas when you keep the heel down and you get over here, you feel this little opening of that space. And then shift back. Keep this heel down as you empty the leg. So the leg has to get longer, sort of like an accordion opening, and this quad has to open. And then we go into the right leg. Left leg has to get longer. Left quad has to open. And then we're back. And this central pillar, Zhong, is undisturbed. So now, if you're doing it right, there shouldn't be any leaning, because that's another way we avoid opening the quad, is we sort of stack our body parts to be like, yeah, I'm over here and I'm empty here. So we do all these funny little things to avoid this junction opening. But then once we start to open this, then you start to find this agility and stability. Now stay in your right leg, left quad open, left leg empty. Bring the foot in, out, in, out, in, out. And notice, so Nancy, notice how when you step out, your body, this part of you, is going with it. And then this part of you is coming back. And this part of you is going with it, which we don't want that to happen. So notice how in my body, that does not happen. See if you can see how this part of me is not moving. The only thing that's happening is quad open, close, open, close, open, close. Now feet together, change the weight to the left, change the weight to the right. Same idea here. We got two closed quad. How do I get that weight down to the ground? This really trains this sort of soft bend and also this internal mechanism in the belly low back to sort of do this little changeover deal. This change. Now, weight down through the left leg, right leg empty, step it out, whole foot down, quad open, weight is still here. Then change. Weight is now here. This leg empty, bring it in. Change. The weight goes down through this leg. Step out. Change. Step in. Change. Out. Change. In. Change. Out. Change. In. So we've traveled all the way across this way. Now we're going to travel back. Shift. Step the empty foot in. So if done correctly, a teacup filled to the brim on the top of the head should not spill because we're moving in such a way that our zhong retains its alignment. And that also we're using relaxation to change rather than force, rather than yanking the body around. We're going, change over here. And this is empty, so it floats in, no problem. And then, there. Let's go back that way. Now we're going to add the idea that you can shift and turn and brush sweep. So I think most of you have been coming to the Friday class enough to recognize the bear, washing paws, and the stream. So this is a quote-unquote advanced Tai Chi movement because it has all the components of an advanced Tai Chi. There's changing of left and right, but there's also walking, moving, traveling through space. There's this turning of our waist, and then there's executing a hand movement and trying to get that all to flow. And go back. The hands eventually can do the bear swats the fish, the bear swirls the stream. Wherever they want to go is fine. Because again, a high form of Tai Chi practice is doing a prescribed form, but another high form of it, a high manifestation of practice is just feeling the body flowing with where the chi, where the body needs it. We're having this graceful quality as we move across the ground. And so, come stand right between your chairs, right in between. Put the weight into the left leg. Empty right foot. Turn the leg out. Turn the leg to neutral. Turn the toes in. Turning the leg in. And then neutral. Now what we add to this idea is that it's not just the leg turning only, it's the hips turning, so that you actually can look to this right general corner side, and then come back to middle and you're looking straight ahead of you. And then when you turn this right foot, you also turn the pelvis a little bit, and you're able to see that corner. Now we're going to skip the neutral, and we're just going to turn and look this way. And then we're just going to turn and look this way. Now the whole time, all the weight is just in that left leg. Turn, turn. So this leg is empty throughout. And then back to middle. Switch. Weight goes down through the right leg. Turn the left leg out and let the pelvis turn a little bit, and pay attention over here. And then pay attention to this corner. Turning the hips, turning this leg. So you have this little pigeon toe position. Right? So this foot is turned in, and then this foot is turned out. Turn in, turn out. So one point on this is that, again, it's the quad. So it's not just my leg, it's this pinching at the quad, opening at the quad, closing, open, right? Close, and open. Back to middle, change the left leg. Turn out with the right leg, and then shift your weight into that right leg. Bring your left foot to match it, so that you're now facing the right side. Put the weight in the left leg, turn the right leg out 90 again, and then shift. Change. So you should be doing quarter turns or thereabouts in the direction of the right. And this has a somewhat forward energy, right? So when I turn my right foot out and then I'm going into it, it's as if I'm moving in a forward direction. So again, we're going to the right foot turns out, and then there's this forward quality. But again, it's still down. It's just feel how it's kind of forward, right? I'm turning the foot out and going, okay, I'm advancing in that direction and changing my orientation as well. Turn the right foot out, and then it's again advancing in that direction, turning. One more time, right foot turn out, advancing. Now we do that the other way. So turn the left foot out, change into the left leg, bring the right foot next to it, then go into the right leg so the left foot is free. Turn it out, which is the preparation for advancing in that new direction. Put the weight in your right leg, empty, turn the foot out, and then shift and advance in that direction. Put the weight in the right leg, left foot turn out, shift. Go around again. There's this forward or advancing quality. This ties into the 13 energies exercises we've been doing on the Friday class, that 5 of the 13 energies are what we're doing here, the energy of advancing versus now as you're facing forward, instead of turning right leg out, turn that right leg in that pigeon toe position and shift into the right leg and bring the left foot to match the right foot. Notice how that has this retreating or moving backwards quality. Turn your right foot in, so there's that pigeon toe, and then it's shift and bring yourself back to this neutral. So we put the weight in the left, pigeon toe, and then the weight goes down through the right, bring the left foot to match. Empty the right foot, pigeon toe. And they would say that the energy of advancing and retreating is actually a healing sort of chi quality for the organs and for the pathways and channels in the body. So the energy of, let's do it again in the same direction. So it's pigeon toe, and then we're going shift, it's sort of washing back and down. Put the weight into the left leg. Turn the right foot in, shift. Right foot in, feel that retreating quality. Right foot in and then shift. Energy moving back. Now let's do that same thing with the left leg. So instead of left leg turning out, turn it in. And then shift. Right foot next to left foot. Turn that left foot in, shift. Separate empty and full. So the right leg becomes full. Left being empty, you can change its position, change the body's position, and then shift. Go around again. Now I'm paying attention to this side and able to retreat and settle. And once you're facing forward, let's put those together. You can watch me do it one time. So I'm going here, shift. Now the importance of full empty, because I want to then step this foot, not just next to it, but pigeon-toed and turn so that I can shift and go right into this leg. And then turn and do it again. So it's shift, weight going down, teacup on the head doing just fine as we're turning. So go around again and don't try to yank yourself around and get dizzy. Go slow. You're just scanning your space. Right? You're just turning. Go around twice. Remember that the stableness of one leg being sturdy and then the emptiness of everything else, it's that emptiness that gives it the power of changing. And then we got to make sure we go, okay, now I've got a different sturdy leg. So then I can fold everything up, and now I'm changing and making this my sturdy leg. So you're going around twice. Let's go the other way. So it's putting those first two exercises together. Turn left leg out. Shift. Keeping right foot empty. Keep the turn of the leg and of the body. So I'm already facing almost 180 degrees looking behind me. And then put the weight in the right leg. Left leg turns out. I'm already starting to look that way. And I can keep scanning, scanning, scanning. Bring that right foot around. Pigeon toe. See behind me. This is essentially, this is good footwork just for exercise, but this is martial art footwork. This is samurai sword footwork. This is swordsman footwork of any kind. This is very highly functional use of our mechanisms. And then we're going to do one more here as you come all the way back around to face forward. And this one comes from the 13 energy. This is the footwork of the 13 energies that we're working on the Friday. We're doing a lot of the upper body stuff, right? So turn your left foot out, shift into it, step your, what did I say? I think I said that backwards. Anyway, turn your right foot out. Now your left foot should be empty. Step it forward and just lean into that leg. So now you got your weight here, and then you bring your weight back, and then you turn this foot out, so you kind of have this duck foot thing going, and you shift into this leg and let your body turn, and let that turning of the body sort of cast this foot forward, and then just lean into that leg. And then you come back. Weights in this leg, you turn out, you're changing, you keep turning and turning and turning. Step, shift. So this has that advancing energy forward. This has that retreating energy back. This has the turning energy. So turn. And then step. And now we're going advancing energy. Retreating, turn, advance. This would be pung, retreat. This is lu, chain, pung. So if you remember this from the Friday class, lu, chain. So forward is 1 of 5. Backwards is 1 of 5. So that's 2. Turning to the left is 3. Then we're forward, backward. Turning right is 4. So what is the 5th one? The 5th one is the middle. So the middle is present. We go advancing forward, but yet we have the middle. And then we're retreating, shifting back, but we have the middle. And then we're turning to this side, but we don't just keep turning and fall over. We have the middle. And then we're forward, but we have the middle. Backward, we have the middle. Turn with the middle. Forward, pung. Backward, lu. Again, I'm not going into these hand positions in detail because I do that on the Friday class. Change size, storing, issuing pung. Releasing, storing, issuing lu with the back. Releasing everything, changing sides, storing. Let's do one more. Each side. Advancing, retreating, turn, advance, retreat. Hands together, rub palms. Rub the back of one hand, palms, back of other, palms, quad, hip flexors, sacrum, lumbar, like you're sitting for a squat. Sweep the hands down, around, up the inseam of the legs to the navel. Do that again. Quad. Hip flexors. Tailbone. Up onto the lumbar and the back muscles. And then like you're sitting for a squat, sweep the hands around and up. One more time. the outer, down the inner and off. Up, down, up. Switch. Navel. All righty. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week. If there are any questions before we close out, feel free to unmute and share.